Seat Podcast.
Hello everyone, welcome to Hot Seat Podcast.
My name is Syada Thursday.
My name is Anna Othman.
My name is Hani Suraya.
Okay, aku nak tanya korang. Okay, this is the serious topic ever. It's all about, we mummies have went through this, I'm sure. So aku nak tanya korang pernah dengar tak pasal postnatal depression? That a mommy can get even after 1 year of giving birth.
Yes.
Percaya kan?
Percaya.
Because some people will always say that kita ni ngada-ngada lah. Lepas bersalin je, apa yang kau nak stress-stress? It's a mommy's thingy. You have to deal with it. Kau dah jadi mak, this is what you have to go through. But people don't understand that PND do exist too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because what I know is postnatal depression boleh last up to 2 years if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
Even
I heard that.
even for orang yang tergugur anak, they
Yeah,
will
yeah,
go
yeah.
through postnatal depression also.
Yes, because lagi diorang kalau lepas keguguran kan mostly macam how to say they feel the loss.
Yeah, and it's the same
yeah.
thing as kau beranak juga.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, correct. Okay, so now aku nak tahu, who do we need to seek when we're having baby blues and how do we cope with it?
Untuk aku kan, kalau you guys do want to seek professional help, maybe go to someone that you actually trust. Macam kalau tak nak berbual dengan lelaki kau ke apa, or your family, you can go to the ones that you trust, which is your friends lah.
Like for me during postnatal, aku tak pergi kat siapa-siapa because I have no one, not my mom. So aku terpaksa berbual dengan Zaf je.
Yeah.
Like for me, I always look upon my mom. Macam, because they my mother-in-law and my mom, diorang kan anak ramai. So for me, I would like to ask, how do they cope? How can I macam jaga anak? How can I brush off the thought of like macam, anak ni macam membebankan, macam to the extent that aku boleh abaikan anak aku ke apa. I will always look up on that. So usually for my advice to those mummies yang newly mommy ke atau yang the oldie mommy, PND is a serious thing Kalau macam
Tak boleh take it as a joke lah.
Yeah, and if you know that you really your hands are very tight and full, korang rasa korang perlukan seseorang untuk mengadu. If your husband are not those kind yang understand boleh faham, find a woman who went through birth before and went through stress. But hopefully that person you trust with could give you a better
Advice
positive
Pasal
advice.
ada orang kasih advice pun macam nak tak nak.
Yeah.
Nanti make it more
Correct.
worse gitu.
Lagi more worse kalau dengar orang selalu cakap, alah anak baru 2 takkan tu pun kau tak boleh handle.
That one mostly mak generation dulu
Yeah.
Betul. So kalau macam kau rasa how do since kita always want to find sihat daripada macam mak-mak kita atau those friend yang pernah go through birth and pregnancy and PND, this kind of thing. Now we want actually, kalau boleh kita nak most guy kat luar, especially the father, the dad, to be part of it also. Macam, I mean not the part of the PND, but to understand your wife and helping your wife.
Yes,
So
correct.
kau rasa how should our partner help us into this kind of situation to avoid us from getting PND lah?
Tolong lah, help each other out lah. If macam for example kau cesarean, macam mana kau nak bangun after how you gonna get up, then siapa nak uruskan anak kau? Of course your partner what. If there's nobody else, of course it's your partner what.
Correct.
Habis nak kena mandikan kau. My husband did that lah. My husband pick me up from the bed because like it's too painful. It's very painful.
Yes.
Pasal certain husbands ada yang fikir that jaga anak tu is not part of the PND. Like
that's
pasal kita
rubbish
rasa macam it's kita alone. Kita alone, kita settle anak, malam-malam susu anak 2 jam, kita pun tak cukup tidur mah.
Correct.
Like sama macam Zaf. Zaf dia tak tahu what is PND. So he thought macam main-main. So my first few months, 1 to 2 months, I was very rabak because Zaf takut nak pegang baby. Zaf takut nak pegang baby, so all the way aku buat seorang. So I go through that lah.
So is that how macam kau rasa traumatized? Kalau kau rasa sekarang kau cuma ada anak satu kau rasa in future kalau Aira dah besar, dia kata dia nak ada adik, kau rasa confident tak after this to have another one more?
No.
Stick to one ke?
Stick to one. Aku tak lah. Trauma tu tetap trauma.
Trauma tu tak betul. Correct,
Tapi kalau ada rezeki adalah.
Adalah. But hopefully this time confirm kau dah ready. Surely ready lah.
At least we know. I know what to do.
Macam for my bagi aku kan, because ID started to work already, dah ada full time job. So aku having Sophia and Sarah, gap diorang paling dekat. So Sophia belum ready to school. Yes, I having aku sampai to the extent macam stress to really let Sarah on her own tau for 18 hours without any milk. Yeah. So macam aku budak ni tak nangis, tak cari susu. Habis aku biarkan budak ni tak minum
Tapi kau
susu.
tengah handle Sophia.
Handle Sophia only. Dan aku macam, aku teringat aku ada anak. From there aku macam, siul lah.
Kau tinggal dalam poket.
Aku tengok, aku ada anak satu kan. Pasal aku tengah pantang apa. Aku terus kabut kasih dia susu badan tu. Aku macam menangis lah. Is this how
guilty lah.
You feel the guilt
the guilty plus aku rasa, is this how PND are like? Macam the stress, kau nak handle yang kakak, baby lagi, belum pandai berbual.
PND ada banyak lah.
Banyak, yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of PND.
Aku macam traumatized, mentally tortured gitu. Dengan mana anak aku nangis, satu pula macam tak nak communicate macam mana ni.
Kau tak faham.
Sophia dengan Zara tu under tu
Two under two, yes. It's very hard lah. Habis lagi aku on my own. And then my husband have to go to work. And aku punya orang macam, my mentality is like, aku tak nak minta orang tolong. Because I'm the one who supposed to be handling. Macam aku tak nak menyusahkan orang tua kan. So aku nak try buat. Tapi memang tak boleh.
Memang tak boleh lah.
Memang tak boleh.
Tapi korang pernah like macam when your kids cry, right? Then kau macam rasa annoyed to the point where kau like that.
Oh pernah,
right?
Yeah.
Like kau tak sedar apa kau buat, because it happened to me and Lutfi. So aku tengah mandikan anak aku, then dia nangis. Aku bingit lah. Aku just bingit gila.
Tak tahu dia nak apa lah.
Aku tak tahu dia nak apa. Sekali aku angkat dia, kau diam lah. Dah like after a while I feel so guilty. Sampai aku nangis lah depan dia. Aku cakap I'm sorry.
Macam berbual dengan dia lah.
Yeah.
Macam aku rasa aku pun buat gitu kat Sophia. Because Sarah kan baby lagi. And then Sophia still attaching with me pun. Macam nanti Sarah, aku tengah dukung adik dia, tengah kasih susu badan. Nanti Sophia would cry and then she would like shout and cry non-stop. Dia pun nak attention. And then nanti aku pekikkan dia sampai macam to the extent aku instead of carrying her, aku drag her, tarik tangan dia.
Faham.
Macam, can you stop crying? Can you stop macam, what do you want? Budak belum pandai berbual. So aku macam marah dia, why you crying? Why must you cry? No need to cry what? Aku gitu kan. So, but they are innocent when we were acting that.
Pasal
Tapi
kita stress. Pasal diorang masih budak kan. Habis diorang in their baby language. Kita pun nanti, correct me if I'm wrong macam, we don't know what they want. Habis macam kita sendiri macam bingit gila tau. Like one kind of bingit. So I'm like that lah. Aku tak faham kau. Habis
tak ada kesabaran lah.
Aku tak ada, I have no patience.
I think a lot of mummies is like that lah. So we memang rasa guilty, but kita tak boleh nak salahkan diri kita.
But you know, sometimes kat luar pun korang pernah rasa tak macam you need your husband to give that moral support too. Daripada kita mencari kat orang luar, sometimes the only person who can help us most, the closest are our husband. So kau rasa, what do you think is the best advice macam for the men out there? What can you do when your wife are in that kind of situation?
For me kan, best is if your wife baru give birth ke apa kan, jangan fikir kita bini dah lepas give birth, dah jahit, dah ini terus heal cepat tau. Because doesn't matter you natural birth ke, you cesarean ke, it takes time to heal. And this kind of suami lelaki, they don't take things seriously. And then kau kan mak, kau buat lah. Kau buat, asal aku kena buat, asal aku. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Then like macam it's not fair because we are still healing.
Betul.
Then kau rasa macam mana?
Try to understand the wife lah. Try to pasal kita tak tahu. Okay, it's like macam kalau let's say first time mummies, kita tak tahu how to handle also. Like for me, aku tak tahu macam nak handle. Aku boleh cakap yang aku pernah jaga adik-adik aku, tapi it's two different thing. Adik-adik is adik-adik.
Correct.
Anak
Is anak. Yeah, so try to understand the punya situation, try to understand that we are in pain. Memang kadang-kadang annoying for the husband lah to see, alamak, every time aku nak kena tolong, every time aku nak kena ni, aku nak kena tu. Yes, memang. Tapi yang anak pun dua-dua mah.
Ya, betul.
Diorang fikir diorang penat je. Habis kita penat tak fikir. Kita sakit tak fikir. Kita bukan baby factory tolong
Siul lah tu direct like, macam aku rasa for my kind guys, you don't have to focus on only pada pantang lah Kita ni membesarkan anak sama-sama. So our meltdown ni every single time. So if a guy who could able macam the father lah could able to step up, macam you know that the mommy is having the meltdown and really stress ke apa, kau punya turn lah, kau jaga anak. Let the mommy have the time off. Instead of kau macam alah you buat lah, I penat lah balik kerja, that kind of shit aku tak nak.
Aku pernah tahu Aira was 5-6 months, aku baru pindah dekat rumah aku tu kan. Aku baru pindah, then it's like macam usually before that aku tinggal kat rumah kakak ipar aku. So aku kalau anything aku tak tahu atau Zaf tak tolong aku ke apa kan, kakak ipar aku ada tolong aku. So bila aku dah pindah, aku seorang. Zaf ada tapi Zaf tak faham that point of time. So aku dekat dalam bilik nak tidurkan Aira, habis Aira tak tahu dia meringit, aku tak tahu dia nak apa. So aku bingit sendiri. Aku bingit sendiri to the point where aku tercampak Aira kat atas katil. Then aku terus macam rasa bersalah. Habis aku cakap dengan Zaf, B, you masuk sekarang tengok Aira. Dan aku pergi kat Zaf dah datang kan. Zaf kata kenapa? I say don't ask. So aku pergi ke corner of the house. Aku macam
merengkuk gitu
untuk all the way for half an hour, 1 hour. All the way. Pasal aku rasa macam dah tak betul.
Stress. And you are having meltdown. And then lagi kita macam it's also called a PND, postnatal depression. Even budak, even lepas pantang pun, even 1 year 2 years pun, macam aku still have that kind of struggle also. Bila when it comes to baby, macam aku lebihkan Sofia, aku abaikan Sarah. Habis kalau macam sekarang Sarah ni macam nakal, kau nampak kan, because she is like seeking attention from me too. Because mama, kakak is not the only child. You have me. So from there I have to be able to macam ni. That's why I always told ID, I don't want to macam pihakkan satu anak. So you better come in and step to jaga satu anak and then be fair. So at least kita boleh switch
equally.
That's one of the reasons why aku tak nak ada anak lagi satu. Pasal aku takut. Aku takut at the same time.
But macam for me, Sarah Sarah is like unplanned lah. Because that's why aku takut. That's why I was on my birth control. Jadi kalau letak sekiranya if lah, tapi aku tak rasa kot. If lah, kalau ID were to decide he wants to have another one more, then maybe I will be 100% prepared. Because aku dah ada two under ni kan, under two kan. So for me is like macam okay, aku dah well prepared for another one more. Because by the time Sofia dah pandai berbual, Sarah pun dah pandai berbual, and both are very independent girl, which is Alhamdulillah, my girls are very independent. Then kalau aku nak beranak lagi, I think
maybe it's easier for you now.
Easier. Tapi it's not gonna happen. Salah.
Okay.
Korang pernah tak kena dengan orang tua cakap, alah dulu mak-mak beranak ramai senang je jaga. Korang budak-budak, alah 2-3 dah kena PND.
Ada banyak. Makcik-makcik.
Malah betul.
Mulut
puaka.
Cakap lagi, ada lagi tak? Ada. Kau faham tak? Aku pernah kena gitu tau. Macam bila aku lerap macam how to handle macam how do you do that? Kita nak minta pandangan tau daripada certain orang-orang ni semua. But they will like macam tell you, kau tahu beranak, kau pandailah jaga. Aku sedih no.
Yalah. I mean, it's not a good thing to say. Lagi-lagi kalau daripada parents sendiri. Kalau cakap macam tu, it's so fucked up
Macam kau terasa like,
tapi Alhamdulillah mak aku dengan mak mentua aku tak macam gitu. Diorang more supportive. Dia macam kadang-kadang dia tolong. Diorang ada tolong aku to jagakan anak aku. So aku macam okay, but this is based on my kawan aku punya experience, where dia rasa bila dia minta bantuan daripada orang-orang ni, dia kena macam gitu. She get more sad and more stressed dengan dia. Macam bagi dia, I feel to be a mother sia. Aku tak pandai jaga anak. Cara kau cakap macam gitu. But coming from a mother, you know.
it's like kita perlukan pertolongan, tapi kita tak nak at the same time kita tak nak susahkan orang. Tapi at the same time bila kita try tanya, orang cakap macam gitu kat kita. So kita macam
But I think
buat sendiri je lah.
But I think mak-mak dulu pun stress.
Yeah.
But I think they can cope themselves. They go through, they cope macam dorang just kuat lah. Dorang kuatkan diri. So
I wonder how orang ada anak 11, 12.
Kan? Tak, what I understand pasal aku been observing macam nenek aku ada anak 6, mak aku anak 5. Habis moyang aku ada anak 9. Habis they have this big because why? Diorang ada macam anak first tu ibaratkan mak juga tau. So dia kena jaga adik-adik yang kecil-kecil ataupun diorang ada yang dalam mana. Pasal diorang live in kampung. Nanti jiran anak sini main-main dengan anak dia, mak-mak kan confirm akan berkumpul ramai-ramai sama-sama jaga anak. Kita live in a modern time where we are living in flat. Jiran-jiran kita ada kena datang, engkau boleh tak tolong-tolong macam we don't get that. So bezanya is that lah. So macam mak aku mungkin she's at the era of pertengahan kampung dengan modern. Macam kita ni semua dah zaman modern. So for her, she still able to divide into two because nenek aku jaga aku, makcik aku akan kidnap aku, jaga aku, that kind of thing. Sekarang is more like macam korang pandai buat anak, korang kena belajar how to
handle.
Correct.
So maybe the era time is different from last time dengan sekarang. Mungkin dulu ada mak-mak yang macam kita PND, they don't realize because it's hard for them to seek help outside because they have a village to membesarkan anak.
Understand?
Correct.
Mungkin.
So kalau macam comparekan dulu bapa-bapa dengan zaman sekarang bapa-bapa in helping with kids, macam mana mak kita jaga kita?
Apa?
Maksud aku compare zaman dulu bapa-bapa and zaman sekarang bapa-bapa in helping with kids. Ni dia first question aku nak tanya. So kalau kau bandingkan bapak kau dulu jagakan korang dengan laki korang sekarang jagakan anak korang, macam what is the difference kau pernah rasa?
Okay. Kau dulu lah.
Aku Father don't have. I recently met my father. After 20 years. Sorry.
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
Aku tak expect.
Apa?
Ya,
Bapak kau hidup ke mati?
Hidup. Cuma aku
Dia dapat jumpa bapak dia after dia 20 years old.
Okay. Salah. Salah.
Yeah, I recently, I think when I was 20, I met my father. So how aku jumpa bapa aku is 6 years aku cari Then at 20 years old aku check handphone mak aku. Aku ada password mak aku swipe, aku pergi Facebook, aku pergi block users. Check. Semua aku dapat. Mak tiri aku punya account, aku punya nenek, aku punya bapa sekali aku dapat.
But how you know that one is your father?
Because my mother got show the face before.
Faham. But what was the reason that your father is not there? If it's too personal, jangan cakap.
Outside?
Okay, so outside of the podcast. Okay, boleh faham. But kau rasa sekarang is your husband is taking care of the kids better? Or kau rasa there is much more there's more room for improvement?
I mean, like I say, like I always cakap, there is room for improvement for my husband because my husband is still trying. Kadang-kadang the way how I talk to my husband is very harsh.
Apa satu anak Itek, aku tak payah pakai tekan ni. Kau buat gitu lagi?
Aduh. Okay.
Sial lah dia ni. Pak tengah serius-serius kau bersih macam Itek. Sial lah.
What did I say?
Okay, continue.
Apa aku cakap tadi?
Apa
Improvement.
Improvement.
So my way of saying to my husband that he needs to improve, right, is aku cakap kasar. Aku very kasar. So like sometimes when I talk, I don't think first. Aku tak fikir pasal perasaan orang. So niat aku actually baik, tapi bila aku buat tu is salah. Because how to say, for me, pasal aku dah jaga Lutfi, family aku dah jaga Lutfi since young, right, before my husband came into the picture. Then he's a first time father. Then macam he is actually really improving now. Macam dia tahu aku penat, dia balik, dia rest kejap, dia tengok anak-anak aku. Then like main pergi bawa dorang bawah main playground and leave me alone lah. Yeah, I mean taking care. He's doing fine lah now actually.
Good lah, alhamdulillah.
Good.
I mean
Like for me pula, kalau nak compare my father and my husband now, this is what I feel because I don't want to sembarang cakap. This is what I feel bila aku grow up is by money aja. By apa kita nak dapat je, gitu je. Tapi I'm the type of sibling where adik-adik aku yang dapat semua benda, aku tak. So aku tak tahu. I don't know how to macam mana cakap
father's love
father's love. Aku tak ada tu semua. So like for now, laki aku alhamdulillah, I wanted Aira to have a father yang opposite of what I have. So
yalah.
Zaf penat macam mana pun tetap
Dia
ada
layan.
dengan Aira. Trying his best to actually make Aira happy lah.
Alhamdulillah, that's good.
And kita apa-apa Aira nak kita kasih.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, that one come from you. Pasal macam nampak engkau, cara kau dengan Aira, apa Aira nak kau kasih, kau give in.
Yeah.
Because I understand that. Macam kalau aku kan, aku ni live in a very strict parent. So bapa aku ni kan, garang dia tak bersebab. So
Understand.
I grew up, okay lah, my dad, there's a point of time dia datang loving, but there will be a time dia datang gila. Kita adik-beradik semua jadi mangsa keadaan. But macam like for him I think lepas dia dah tua gini baru he want to show his love towards his child. So aku daripada kecil, mungkin aku tak tahu sama ada the way that he portrayed, the punya violent that he portrayed, is it
Oh, kau punya side pun violent.
Violent. Bapak aku violent. So macam dia impatient. So kalau anak degil ke apa, dia sikit-sikit suka pukul jentik. So I realise
macam sama je.
So aku realise that macam aku pun rasa aku tak nak terbawa-bawa. But good thing is that bila aku tengah marah ke apa, ID would kidnap both of my kids away. So macam mak kau tengah in a monster zone kan, the pre-shaitanir rajim dah kerasukan.
Nauzubillah min zalik.
Pasal maybe ID pun tak nak kau terlepas kat anak-anak.
Because
sama dengan aku lah.
Aku takut. Because when I realise that macam I'm acting like my father.
Yeah, it's because you grow up in that situation.
Yeah. So for me, alhamdulillah that aku was hoping that I wouldn't get a violent husband. I wouldn't get a macam bapa yang tak ada, kira tak ada macam loving. So basically ID has been taking care of the kids very, very well. Dia manja kat. One thing aku tak suka pasal ID is because dia suka manja kat anak terlebih so macam sometimes I have to be strict a bit, but dia punya orang kalau aku marah anak, nanti dia suka macam tak apalah, sini dengan ayah.
So kirakan kau orang jahatnya. ID jadi orang baik.
Dia suka play victim. You jangan macam gini. Dia kira apa tau, aku dalam in parenting aku the bad person, he's a good person. So anak-anak takkan pernah cari aku. That's why sampai sekarang anything, kalau aku marah kalau aku marah Sofia, wan dada. Sarah senang je. Kalau kena marah, nak tetek. Itu je lah.
Dia sama macam Aira jugalah. Aku pun garang juga apa. Like kau dah nampak lah. Aku garang. Zaf punya orang is dia tak marah.
Loving.
Dia very loving. Tapi yang one thing aku tak suka is when aku marah, Zaf tend to tell Aira, marah mama balik. Mama balik. That's why Aira
api-apikan.
That's why Aira kalau kau nampak aku marah dia marah balik. It's because of that. That's why aku macam takut. Aku takut what if nanti dia dah besar.
Betul.
Dia melawan aku balik.
Correct.
Kalau macam ID kan, aku takut one thing. Kalau aku marah, dia suka macam kesian buat, nanti anak-anak muka buat kesian. Abi tak sampai hati Abi. Ada gitu. Aku jadi mangkuk tau dengan dia.
Tapi it's good that one parent garang, one parent tak.
Yeah.
So at least dorang rasa macam dorang tak sendiri tau. Dorang ada someone to actually cari.
Macam aku, mak bapak aku dua-dua Bengis nak mampus. Aku tak tahu lah. Aku dah beberapa kali dah kena dengan rotan, dengan hanger, dengan tali pinggang, kena letak dalam storeroom gelap-gelap. Aku rasa
my god. Aku kena bawang kat muka dengan makan cili.
mak aku tengis saja padi kat lidah. Kau bohong lagi?
Aku pasal tak minum halal food booster yang coklat. Habis aku kena makan cili.
Halal food booster je.
Habis kalau aku tipu ke apa nanti dia ambil bawang, dia romus. Kau nak tipu lagi tak? Kau nak tipu lagi tak? Kau nak tipu lagi tak?
It's the dulu-dulu punya cara.
Ya. Pasal macam kalau nak bandingkan sekarang bapak-bapak dengan lelaki kita, I think our husband kira nowadays punya generation are more helpful lah.
Actually.
Because if let's say
sebenar.
aku bila membesar ni
Actually sebenar.
so macam our father's time kan, diorang macam more manly like. Aku pergi kerja cari rezeki, engkau kat rumah jaga anak. Macam gitu. Macam lelaki aku tak peduli.
Is it?
Kalau dia penat ke tak penat, yang it's your turn to take care of the kid.
Kau boleh pakai gini. Aku dah 24 jam kat rumah terperuk jaga anak kau. Sekarang kau pergi jaga pula.
Like aku dengan Zaf tak ada. Dulu lah. Baru-baru Aira keluar ada macam gitu. But sekarang tak. Sekarang
Compromise lah.
Compromise, yeah.
Alhamdulillah, which is good lah. But okay, korang rasa macam mana? How many mummies commit suicide because of PND?
Actually, there's a lot though. Recently, there's two, right? There's two cases, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yang I think one is Cina Satu
yang
Cina,
dia terjun dengan anak dia.
With the Pampers, right? The anak was using Pampers only, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, wearing Pampers. I remember the news coming up. Pasal bapak tiri aku kan, you know one thing about China punya newspaper, dia more interesting. Kita Melayu macam gitu-gitu je, more on politik. But dia, bapak tiri aku Cina kan, so dia baca surat khabar Cina. He told me that yang terjun diri ni kat Eunos, kat rumah aku.
Eunos.
So dia terjun, banyak orang cakap it's me. Actually no, it's a mommy, you know, and with her kids. So she jumped down, no one know why. Even the husband or the family doesn't know what happened. So that means dia ada tau satu benda yang dalam diri dia pendam. That's where she cannot take it, she cannot let out, she jump down with the baby. But itulah aku macam, kalau kau nak terjun, kau terjun lah. Kau jangan bawa anak kau.
Why do you have to bring your kid along? Like anak kau tak bersalah sah.
Kan. Aku rasa macam, you know, okay, here the thing is I really have to say this Mummies, kalau you guys, tak kira lah anak 1, 2, 3, 10 ke, if you really have stress, macam to the extent kalau kau rasa macam sampai terfikir sampai commit suicide, you know there is hotline for mummies help.
Oh, aku tak tahu.
There is.
I don't know.
There's a hotline for mummies, and then you know there's a woman charter, there's a woman shelter.
Yeah.
If you need help, you go for your family counselling. You know, you have to. You tak boleh macam everything that korang terperap ni kan, it can not only macam kills yourself, but you are putting on your child into the risk also.
Yes, correct.
So if you really love your children, please, you guys need help. Really. Aku rasa macam bila after reading about the suicide, mommy's killing, terjun diri dengan anak dia, it set me a lot. Macam, you know, first thing, I find you are being selfish sometimes. Macam the mixed feeling that you are being selfish, you bringing an innocent to life, and then after you end it that way just because kerana kau tak boleh take it. If you really want to have your child have a better future and you really love your child, bukan kau patut fight for your own child punya future. You know it's gonna damage you, but you have to seek help. Seek help for yourself, so that at least sekurangnya bila kau nak membesarkan anak kau, you know that your child is in a good condition where you yourself dah heal.
Yes, correct.
Jangan sampai macam bila kau dah tunggu sampai nak suicide ni semua, lepas tu kau bawa dengan anak kau. It's really sad say.
Yalah, I mean kita senang lah cakap macam ni kan, tapi kita tak tahu apa
we
yang
don't know
dorang
what they actually feel lah.
Yeah. So it's like macam apa? Korang jangan tengok macam itu. Aku takut. Aku terbayangkan si ni yang hantu tu
Benanggal tu.
Kau jangan tau. Tu. Siul lah Liza. Kau memang.
But I think one of the reason is macam like yang tu hari aku cakap, maybe she is too tired.
Guess so.
Very tired. And then maybe family ke, macam in-laws or her own family, then dia dah tak boleh take it. when you bottle up things, right, and you don't throw it out, it will explode, right?
Yeah.
How you explode is either kau cry your hearts out, or kau just cakap aku penat, aku just nak end aku punya life, that's it.
Yeah.
Right?
So kalau macam okay, now I'm asking a situation, if you are in that phase, macam I'm sure korang mesti ada suicide thought kan? Bila handling anak ni semua is really stressful, right? Macam aku also have that same thought, like macam I think I just die better yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't think that I want to trap my kids So I'm gonna leave it. But cuma aku akan terfikir, kalau aku mati, anak aku macam mana? They still need a mother, you see. So kalau letak korang in that situation, how do you overcome it?
Aku tend to lock myself in the room. Tapi as long as anak tak lepas susu or anything lah, macam just lock myself with the kid inside. Yeah. That's what I did lah.
For me, aku kalau terlalu stress, this is why you see my hair macam makin kurang. No.
Dia yang hair loss lah.
Dia bukan hair loss.
Aku ingatkan dia.
Tak, bukan hair loss.
Aku ingatkan
Kau potong ke?
Kau botakkan rambut kau.
Tak, aku if aku terlalu stress, aku tend to pull my
your
hair.
hair.
Faham.
I keep pulling, atau kan aku tak boleh. Takkan aku nak pukul anak aku, takkan aku nak pukul laki aku. Aku pukul diri aku sendiri lah.
Alah, pendek lah Syul.
Isulah. Okay, I'm so sorry. I
It's
shouldn't
okay,
be
it's
laughing about it.
No, it's
Because
okay.
aku ingat
You
aku
already
gurau.
laugh.
Yeah. Then ada 2 ke 3
So
kali
bad.
aku nak terjun. But what stopped me is I did, you know, like my husband was stopping me, then my husband was carrying Inaya.
Faham?
Yeah, and I don't want macam Luffy also. Aku sometimes buat gitu, Luffy nampak aku dah
Kita nak
macam
kena
hancur
kuat untuk
lah.
anak-anak kita lah.
Kita nak kena kuat
lah.
untuk
But then
anak-anak.
like for me is like, how to say, anak aku trauma tau. So aku tak nak the same thing what happened to me from the past come back again. So I
Correct.
try not to do, you know.
Faham?
Kalau macam aku kan, kalau aku in that situation, right, what I always do is I would just lock myself macam Ana gitu. Aku akan lock diri aku dalam bilik. Aku akan but one bad thing I realise about myself, bila aku dah stress, I show tantrum. I would my husband is the one who gonna dapat the backlash, because macam aku stress ke, aku penat ke apa, nanti aku akan marah laki aku for no reason. Aku akan vent all my anger, but I know he's gonna be very tired. Macam aku balik nak happy-happy, pasal kau marah-marah for no reason. And then yeah, I would aku
There's
tak
a
boleh
lot inside
Spoil
our
mood lah.
kepala otak
Aku just vent kat dia. Aku macam marahkan dia. Macam even small thing, macam letak katalah dia letak tuala salah tempat, aku pun akan marah dia. Jadi dia
Small
akan
things
faham Tapi a good thing he is a positive guy. Dia tak ada macam, B, apa ni kau setakat letak gini dia nak marah, nanti kejap lagi aku merajuk. But ID as usual, he know how to pujuk. So
Yalah, dia orang punya merajuk macam budak-budak kecil duk.
Duk, kalau laki merajuk kan, dah macam baby, kau tahu tak?
Aku
tak
lebih
tahu
daripada
pujuk orang.
babi.
Aku tak tahu pujuk orang.
Tu macam Zaf ya. He don't know how to pujuk
Aku
also.
tak tahu pujuk. Aku cakap,
Kejut aku.
you okay or not? No, okay.
Okay.
Apa? Kau tidur.
Tak macam laki kau, kira kau tak romantik Sia.
Aku dia okay lah. I'm a very kasar. Orang cakap kasar. Yeah, yes, I am a sensitive person, but aku tak tahu pujuk orang.
Suara kau macam tu. Suara.
Sorry. Aku tak tahu nak pujuk orang. Limit-limit aku cakap gini. You okay?
Itu je.
Itu je.
Aku dengan Zaf kalau macam gini, aku api, dia pun api. So kita takkan macam, kita akan lawan tapi sekejap je bertekak gitu. Lepas tu cukup nanti kita diam. After a while kita relaxkan diri kita lah.
Yeah.
It's not toxic. It's just like we just keep quiet because we know that the both of us is angry.
Yes.
So kita diam, kita layan anak. Nanti cukup dah okay, bawa balik. Asal kau
ingat tak?
Apa cakap?
Aku ingat diorang kalau gaduh, Zah macam dia dekat holiday KL, dia kasih side kat Ana tau. Aku perhatikan. Tapi aku cakap, dia ni dua betul-betul api. Tapi aku dengan ID, kita buruk. Dia je tahu macam budak-budak Aku kalau merajuk, dia pun merajuk. Tapi kalau dia merajuk, aku pun merajuk. Siapa nak pujuk je ni?
Nanti jadi macam satu perempuan ni yang Malaysia. Perempuan tu jalan habis boyfriend ke suami dia ni catch dia follow dia dengan kereta. Kau tak nampak?
Tak.
My god, never mind.
Tapi kalau baca ID serius legit lah. Daripada merajuk kalau kampung perempuan. Aku kadang kau merajuk aku pun nak merajuk lah. Tapi tak siapa pujuk each other.
Aku tak boleh brain.
Lepas tu nanti kita berbual ni Sofia punya pamper. Nanti berbual baik-baik. Kau pasal kena makan. Kita berbual baik. Jadi kira kita dah merajuk dah high end situ.
Yang aku tak boleh tahan is yang korang yang korang apa yang ID merajuk kat kedai makan pop tu. Lepas tu duduk kat belakang.
Tak ada. Lepas aku tanya, aku nak step loving tapi at the same time aku pun merajuk macam, "Pi aku nak perangai you okay?"
Kita semua diam.
Lepas tu aku pun macam kita ni gaduh pasal apa? Aku sampai fikir tau. Aku dah naik plane dengan ID kan. Actually kita ni okay sebenarnya. Tak ada gaduh-gaduh apa. Apa yang kita dulu sensitif dengan each other for no reason.
Penat lah.
Aku rasa penat lah. Lagi ID cranky, aku pun cranky.
Ya, cranky. Apa ni?
Aku tu salah tekan. Fail lah. So okay. Korang ada kind of message tak? For macam kau rasa kau ada message tak untuk the fathers out there ataupun any ladies yang perlukan pertolongan?
Kalau for me, suami.
Kau nak bersihkan?
Dah masuk balik dah.
Aku tak rasa dia
Okay, go.
Untuk suami-suami kat luar sana,
dengar.
kita bini bukan baby factory. Dengar. Kita jaga anak korang 24 jam. Terperuk kat rumah. Kita mau penat. Kita mau kasih susu. Kita mau kemas rumah. Kita bukan robot.
Aku sebut juga tadi ketahuan korang. Sial lah. Okay lah guys. Tu je lah kita ada untuk episod kali ini. It's really scary to dengar this kind of things happening out there. If you are facing mommy's meltdown, please seek help before it's too late. If you need a helping hand, please get it from someone yang you boleh harapkan to men's out there.
You tengah baca berita
Aku cakap aku pun sama.
And to the men out there, tolong ya kalau bini korang rasa ada meltdown, korang rasa she's not really in her good state, please tolonglah bini korang. Jangan leave it on her own.
Tolong, jangan tak tolong. Jangan goyang kaki kat rumah aja.
It takes two hands to clap.
Bukan satu tangan je tau. Bila kau nak benda tu, kau manja dengan bini kau.
Okay lah guys, kita akan jumpa korang in the next episode of Hot Seat.
Korang tunggu, aku panggil laki-laki korang, kita tiga buat podcast reply balik. You wait.
Silakan. Kau jangan salah. Kau tidur kat luar rumah. Okay, we end it over here. Thank you for listening to us. Kalau sesiapa ada cerita yang menarik atau topik-topik yang you want to share with us, please do contact us.
Boleh DM kita
dekat IG, TikTok, anywhere. Ada WhatsApp je lah.
Yes.
So signing out. Syara Thursday.
Ana Uthman.
Hari Suraya.
Bye.
Hot Seat Podcast.